So today's episode has Mercedes Gomez, who I've been following for a good amount of time now because she's an Amazon influencer, a YouTuber, and like a side hustle connoisseur. So Mercedes, can you just tell us about yourself and how we got here?
Yeah, of course. Well, first off, thank you for having me. Thank you for reaching
Of
out.
course.
This is a great opportunity. I love doing podcasts or just speaking whenever possible. But my name is Mercedes Gomez. I just started a YouTube channel a little over a year ago, and it actually everything just worked out perfectly in my situation. I discovered the Amazon influencer program. I always knew I wanted to do YouTube. I just didn't know what I wanted to talk about and what my channel was going to be about. So kind of like that saying goes, like success is where preparation meets opportunity. That's exactly what happened to me. I decided to document my entire journey doing the Amazon influencer program. And I was able to grow my YouTube channel to upwards of 5,000 subscribers in just a year. I got monetized within 3 months,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's just been an experience since. So since then, I've kind of quit my full-time job. I've gone all into this, to Amazon influencer, to chasing my side hustle dreams, and just in hopes of being an entrepreneur and starting all these different sorts of businesses. And I just felt like the time was right now. So that's what we're doing right currently. And so I'm looking forward to this journey and seeing where this takes me.
Holy, that's like a lot to unpack, but let's like go backwards a little bit. So the thing that highlighted in my head is that you quit your full-time job to pursue entrepreneurial space here. What
Yes.
were you doing before?
Before I was doing corporate retail marketing, and I just wasn't happy. I didn't enjoy that job. I didn't feel like it was something I was going to be doing long term. I didn't see myself doing it 5, 10 years down the road. It would leave me really stressed after work. And the biggest thing is it took away from me chasing this success. Like, they always say, your side hustles are built after the 9 to 5 or
Mhm.
before the 9 to 5. And my 9 to 5 was just not putting me in the best headspace to where when I came home, I didn't want to focus on other things. And I knew the other things is where my passion was at. So once I realized that the full time job was taking away from that, and I was able to uh, make good money with the Amazon influencer program and YouTube and other side hustles, I didn't hesitate to leave.
Dang, that's awesome. So, uh, random question before we go into all this stuff. Are you Filipino by any chance?
Yes, I am. I have a little bit of Filipino in me. I'm actually originally from Hawaii. My biological father's half Hawaiian, half Filipino.
Dang, for some reason I had to ask because I was like, I heard like a little accent, like a Hawaiian accent. I was like, that's the next thing I was gonna ask. And then I was like,
That's
if not,
funny.
she's probably Spanish. And then I go
You
into
know
like
what?
a
I
rabbit
I
hole from
do
there. Rabbit hole
I
from
get
there.
that a lot. That's funny. But I've actually been in Texas for over 16 years, so it's funny that the accent is still around sometimes, but certain people can pick it up.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you were able to quit your corporate job to pursue the entrepreneurial space, and I'm assuming the biggest amount of income is coming from the Amazon influencer program. Is that? Can I
Uh
assume that?
Yeah, okay, so honestly, before I quit that full-time job, I was working 4 jobs. I also
Oh,
do,
jeez.
graphic design, and so, that was a big focus of mine as well. I do freelance, I have a part-time graphic design job. I also was doing the corporate retail marketing job 9 to 5, and then I was doing Amazon influencer and YouTube. So I had a lot of things
Wow.
going. But yeah, the corporate job was obviously, paying probably most of my bills, but it was also bringing me the least amount of happiness.
Mhm.
So, I've been known for quitting. Like this is not the first time I've gone all in on myself or all in on entrepreneurship. I'm gonna go in
Mhm.
all in on myself time and time again, no matter what. If I have to go back to a corporate job, I have to go back. It's not a big deal.
Mhm.
I do have a college degree that I kind of can fall back on in some cases, but sometimes, I feel like I don't wanna have any regret, and I'm gonna take the opportunity on myself over and over and over again.
That's such a great mindset to have, and I, I'm making a lot of assumptions here. I feel like you're like 20 something years old, so um,
27, yes,
27.
27.
See, you're super young. So like what I've talked about with a lot of other people here on the podcast, because we do talk about like financial freedom, personal finance, and all that stuff here. It's like, why not double down on yourself? Because the worst case scenario is if you have a degree or if you have work experience, the worst case scenario is that you just jump right back into the workforce. Like,
Exactly.
oops, like I work like everyone else for until I'm
Exactly.
65, 67, whatever it is. And then so I'm assuming, well, I'm not assuming. I saw that you also do like Fiverr. Is that how you did your graphic design and stuff too?
Actually, I kind of picked up Fiverr after the fact just as an extra source of income, just to see where it would go as well. I'll do all kinds of different side hustles just to test it out, right? And worst case, I could showcase it or create a YouTube video about Fiverr income, and in case it's for somebody else. But I don't have too much luck with Fiverr. Most of my graphic design jobs and freelance gigs come from like locally. Like I
Mhm.
said, I work for a screen print company. I do part-time work for them, which gives me good part-time income, and it fulfills me like passion-wise. I enjoy doing the graphic design stuff. It makes me happy. It's fun. And then any kind of freelance gigs that come up like word of mouth or people that I know, I'll go ahead and do jobs for them as well.
And how did you like stumble upon the whole financial freedom like niche? Like what made you jump into that?
Like on YouTube
Well, overall, because some people don't even
overall.
think about it.
Yeah, honestly, I just always had an entrepreneurial mindset and always tried different things. Like I've tried to start so many different businesses to get to this point. I've tried drop shipping. I've tried screen printing from my own home and starting a company that way. I've
Mhm.
tried to do a marketing agency. I've done affiliate marketing. I've tried drop shipping, no, creating web stores, so many different things, right? But um, not all of them have always worked out. And so I did want to start a YouTube channel, but didn't know what it was going to be about, like I said earlier. And then over time of starting side hustles and having them not work out, I realized that my journey is a story, and my
Mhm.
journey could be used to help a ton of other people. So finally, when I discovered the Amazon influencer program, I decided to start documenting my journey at that point. And it's kind of funny that the Amazon influencer program actually ended up working out for me and being a good success story to talk about, because I originally wanted to talk about all like the negative experiences, right? About the
Yeah.
failing. But then the Amazon influencer program did work out for me, and it's been a great topic on my channel.
And that's how I found you probably like a month and a half ago, actually. Like, I didn't even know that the Amazon influencer program existed. All I knew was like the associates link or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
then I tried pushing that a little bit, but like no one really, I didn't think anyone was clicking on my links to buy anything.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know how your YouTube channel got pushed onto like my page, and then you're like one of the only ones that I felt like was like super genuine on telling how to do things. Everyone was like, "Oh, you gotta buy my course. Oh, you gotta sign up for this crazy email list," and then I could tell you it. But then a few of your videos actually just like broke it down as simply as possible, and that's when I was like, "Oh, let me just DM her and see if she wants to come on the show." And then you gave me like a quick little tip of when with like the three videos, like delete everything else and just keep those up there.
Yeah, no, you know what? I love hearing that because I actually get that a lot. And it's funny because starting off my YouTube journey, you really try to be like somebody else. You see another YouTuber and you're trying to follow in their footsteps. And so for me, I was trying to be like a different YouTuber
Mhm.
until finally I was like, this is not working for me. Let me just be myself. Let me be authentic and genuine and help people. And that's when I started to get a lot more views, when my videos
Mhm.
started to do better. And it was just this is me being honest, but just me being myself. Me being myself helped my channel out so much. And now I'm starting to see people, reach out to me and message me and send me those types of messages. And that's what kind of keeps me going is hearing stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like that's such a common thing with a lot of people that I've interviewed that have YouTube channels or podcasts or have like a following on Instagram, like or TikTok. A lot of like that. I want to be how that other. I want to do what how that other person's doing it, but that's not genuine to who I am or
Yes.
whatever. But a lot of people think because they see all the views, they see all the followers, they end up trying to emulate that, but then they end up like putting on like a mask and they're not genuine to themselves.
Yep.
So what like fully clicked for you to like not chase the views and to like just be yourself?
Yeah, well, really, I guess just any type of traction. I started getting a little amounts of traction in the beginning, right? You're talking a brand new YouTube channel, somebody who's never done YouTube before, just getting a few followers and seeing that increase or seeing the next video produce more views than the first
Mhm.
video. Um, Once I realized that and I realized Amazon influencer program was my niche, I just kept the content going. At that
Mhm.
point, it didn't matter about the views or clickbaiting, nothing like that. I just wrote a list of 50 different video topics on the Amazon influencer program, and every week I was trying to get out 2 videos. So it was more about being consistent and
Mhm.
always showing up for my subscribers that I did have, and making sure I stayed consistent with posting 2 videos a week. And I just saw a lot of growth. Now, one thing I did chase in the beginning was I wanted to get monetized as quickly as
Mhm.
possible. And for someone who's never had a YouTube channel before, you really want to get to that monetization point. So a big thing is watched hours. So
Yeah.
for me, I kind of took a step back from my channel and I was looking at the content I was creating. And most people create, shorter type videos, maybe like 5, 6 minutes long. And that's where I started until I realized, well, if I'm trying to get watched hours and people are watching, my entire video, or they're going to click on a video and I want them to watch as long as possible, I'm going to try to make my videos longer. So I tried to aim for around 20-minute long videos, and I
Wow.
cannot tell you how much that helped me and how that, you know, tripled my watched hours, and I was able to get monetized extremely quick by taking that step back and realizing my videos needed to be longer.
And like I watched some of your videos, and to be honest, they're super good. And you a few times you just said, I'm just going off the top of my head on these. I was like, how do you do that? Like for me, sometimes I try to, but I could only talk for like 10 minutes at a time. Like how are you able to get those 20-minute videos out, like 15 to 20-minute videos?
Everything has just been so weird how it's come about, but all I do is kind of write an outline of where I want to take the video and the main points that I want to portray in that video, and I just talk. I can't really say exactly how I'm doing it. In fact, this is a joke to my following, but early on in my journey, someone told me that I had the gift of gab, and that's why I've been so lucky with everything, right? Like that's why my YouTube channel was doing good. That's why my Amazon influencer was doing good, was because I had the gift of gab. And originally, I took it to heart, and it kind of offended me because
Mm,
people don't realize that that's not who I was. Like if you talk to my friends or my family members, they're not going to say that, oh, Mercedes is the most talkative person. She has the gift of gab. She's so outgoing. That is not me. This was hard for me to do, like getting in front of the camera, speaking for like upwards of 20 minutes. That did not come natural. So when he said that, it kind of offended me because, that took a lot of work. That took practice. That took me pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, getting in front of the camera day after day, and getting comfortable. So it kind of was a practice thing. Over time you get better, you're able to talk a little bit more, speak more genuinely, um, and build that relationship with your following. So that's just what I've done. I've just tried to be personable, give them real life examples, put my own story and my own touch into things, and
mhm.
those videos end up coming out really long.
It's awesome. Like, so are you an introverted person, like,
I would
normally?
say so. Yeah.
But, like, you wouldn't even be able to tell, like, I'm talking to you right now, I'm like, "No, this girl's probably, like, the life of the party, the one talking to everybody," just
You
even
know
your
what?
videos, so bubbly.
Maybe now I can be a little bit more and come out of my shell, but man, had you talked to me a year ago before this YouTube channel got started, I was extremely shy. I didn't like talking to people. I stayed in my own little bubble. But through this YouTube has helped me out a ton. And honestly, I give all of that thanks to the Amazon influencer program, because without the Amazon influencer program, my YouTube channel wouldn't have gotten started. And so together, I owe the Amazon influencer program and YouTube so much into turning me into the person I am today.
How did you find the Amazon influencer program?
That's a funny story, but I was listening to a YouTube podcast actually because like I said, I prepared a lot for a YouTube channel that I did not know what I was gonna talk about on this channel, right? So I used to listen to YouTube Creators Hub podcast, and on there was an interview with this guy named Tyler C. Reviews,
Mhm.
and he was talking to the host about reviewing products and how he was able to make money through there. And I kind of kept it in the back of my mind, like that's interesting, but I didn't really know much about it. Then I stumbled upon Joshua Mayo. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know if you're familiar with Joshua Mayo. He
Yeah,
had
he's
a
huge
video
now.
on some different side hustle ideas, and he talked about the Amazon influencer program. He didn't say it by name, but he said reviewing products on Amazon. And so when I looked into it, that's where I found the Amazon influencer program. And then I tried to search it on YouTube and tried to like find other people doing it. And you could not find very many people at that time posting any content on it. So it was like I figured out my YouTube idea and the Amazon influencer program almost simultaneously.
That That's amazing because even like I heard of reviewing products on Amazon before, but I've heard it like the more, I guess, sketchy way where people would like message you and be like, if you buy my product and you do like a 5-star review, we'll reimburse you the money or
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
then like so you get something for free. And then what I would do if I was to do it, I just resell it on Facebook Marketplace, like
Yep.
something like that. That's how I would do it. But then I didn't know that Amazon actually had a thing to do this. And then like, where was I when this started coming out? Because I feel like this is something that could have been tapped into a while ago
I
and
know,
could have
I
been
know.
making a lot of money from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm in the same way. Whenever I discovered it, there was people with like people in the program for a year plus before I was. So
Mhm.
I totally understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, I'm still just grateful that I came across it.
Yeah.
And the time that I came across it, like I said, I couldn't find any other content on YouTube or anywhere about it. So it's funny that I started my channel, but so did a ton of other people. So we all
Mhm.
started at the same time. And it's funny because Tyler C., who I was talking about, who I heard on the podcast, he's actually a good friend of mine now. I've done a video with him, and it's really cool to be creating content in the same space as him when he's the one who kind of showed me the program.
So I know a lot of people are going to be like wondering how much money can you potentially be making from the Amazon influencer program?
Yeah. It's crazy. I had a little late start to the program last year, but I can say I made over $30,000 extra last year alone with the program. I,
What? That's
Yeah,
insane.
and I like I said, I started the end of, like, or I started around February, and obviously you still have a small amount of videos at that time on your storefront, so that just shows you from the beginning or from February to December, over $30,000 first year in the program, was mind-blowing.
Like I see some of like the YouTube videos where people are saying they're making 3K to like 10K a month. I'm
Yeah,
like, is that possible? Like then like $100 days and stuff.
yeah.
That's that's a lot of money.
It Oh, yeah. I definitely think it's possible, or I know it's possible. It is a lot of work though. Like a lot of people think of
Mhm,
the Amazon influencer program as this get rich quick scheme that they
mhm.
can do it and put in little work, little effort, and then make a ton of money. That's not the case. That's never the case, right? That's
Yeah.
never how anything works. You have to put in work to everything that you do. And if you do it, you will be rewarded for it. But the thing I like about the Amazon influencer program is there's no startup cost. There's really nothing you need aside from a decent sized following to get into the program. When I started reviewing everything that I currently had at home. And you could do that for the first
Mhm.
like 6 to 8 months of your Amazon influencer program before you run out of anything or before you have to buy anything.
Yeah.
So you don't have to invest anything into this. You review stuff that you already have, and most people have a ton of things from Amazon already, and you just maybe don't even realize it, or you realize it, but you don't really know how much you have. Because I think I could get to about 500 videos without buying a single thing.
Like so I only got approved on May 4th, I think, and now it's like what, May 19th? And
Uh-huh.
like I've made like $42. So that's pretty cool. And then I
Yes.
was like, how do I like I remember some of your videos saying like just look around your house and you probably have everything that was on Amazon. And
Yes.
so when it comes down to the videos, the first few ones I've done were just like on my phone or just like stationary phone. And then, so does the reviews, does it matter for conversions if it's like a phone video, or if I do it like with like super professionally, like with my
Yeah.
background with this like main camera?
No, that's a great question. Everybody kind of experiences different conversions. So you kind of have to test it out for yourself. The way that I like to do it is I'll take a look at the product page for that specific product, and I'll look at the videos right there on the carousel.
Hmm.
So you basically just want to stand out. So if everybody's doing a professional video, then a more non-professional video with your
Ah.
smartphone might be a great way to approach that. But if everybody's video is real shaky with a smartphone, then maybe me doing my professional setup could help me stand out. So that's kind of what I would do in that situation, and then check out your conversions and see how they convert. A lot of people also ask me, is landscape better than portrait?
Mhm.
You got to kind of play with it yourself and see what works for you.
So that goes back into showing that this isn't like a passive income thing, where it isn't just like the easiest to 1 to 2 minute, 3 minute video, where you actually have to do a little bit of research on the products you're reviewing.
The Amazon influencer program is so crazy because I feel like at different stages in your journey, you do different things in the program, right? Like another thing is people start reaching out to you to do sponsored videos, and that's
Mm.
a different venture in and of itself, because then you're negotiating prices, you are signing contracts and having obligations to do these product review videos.
Mhm.
Things just come at different points, right? In the beginning of my journey, I did not think this was passive either, because you have to continuously like make these videos in order to see the commissions come in. But
Mhm.
I can tell you that I've been on pause with the program for about 3 months, and I have not been pushing out the same quantity of product review videos that I once did when I was brand new, because I had an abundance of products at my disposal in the beginning, but then slowly that starts to dwindle away, and you're finding less and less stuff around your home to be able to review. So for the past 3 months after I hit, about 1,100 product review
Wow.
videos, I kind of got burnt out. I hit a little burnout stage, and I wasn't able to produce video, like, I haven't been. I've been on little like a pause, a little break, and I can assure you that I've still been making around $100 a day passively because I haven't been putting in any work. So my opinion on the program has changed. It is passive income, but you have to build it to a
Mm.
certain point. You have to get to a certain, point where you're able to make this money consistently.
I'm like speechless. I'm like I'm thinking like, after I get off this podcast, I'm gonna look around my house and see what I could do with the energy that I still have.
Yeah,
But
that's how I was. Whenever I started the program, I was like you. I put up a couple videos, and I was making maybe like a couple bucks, right? A couple
mm,
dollars, if that. Maybe even some days I was making some cents. But I
mm,
knew that the bigger influencers were doing, 500, 600, 700 videos on their or had that many videos on their storefront.
mhm.
So I was just like, how do I get there as quick as I can? I want to get to that number of videos, and then I'll obviously be able to make the money that they were able to. Now, how do I say this? But there is some strategy involved. The people that are making $10,000 a month, or those ridiculous numbers, they are reviewing higher end products, or they have a
Mhm.
specific niche of high end, high commission items that they're able to review. Somebody like you and I, or the average person that's just going to review stuff around their home, uh, we're going to make a little less commission on every sale. So you're talking about maybe a couple dollars,
Mhm.
maybe even some cents on the items that you have around your home. So there is some strategy versus, with reviewing stuff around your home, versus reviewing high ticketed items like boat stuff, or like people who do Airbnbs and flip homes. They have a
Mhm.
ton of stuff that they're buying that are going to be different from the average person reviewing just stuff around
Mm.
their house.
Yeah, I saw your YouTube video where you went to like an Airbnb and reviewed the stuff in there, and that looked like it was specifically because they're higher ticketed items. I don't know why I couldn't say that.
Yeah.
And that means you would get a bigger commission, or a commission from it. And is that also because you ran out of, like, stuff in your house to review?
Yeah, that's part of the reason. I had a shortage of stuff to review, but also I wanted to create a YouTube video around, trying out something different and experimenting with an Airbnb. But also the products that you're gonna find, like furniture and stuff in an Airbnb, are way less competitive because not a ton of
Mm,
people are gonna have those light fixtures or those, the coffee table, the paintings on the wall. All of the stuff that I was able to find at the Airbnb are gonna be different from, like the average stuff, like an iPhone case or an iPhone, the microphones, the cameras, the stuff that we use, the high ticket items that I have, like Apple products and Yeti
mhm.
mics. Those things are so competitive. People are reviewing those nonstop. And so reviewing stuff that like furniture and stuff that I could find at an Airbnb to me was the better route or a good route.
So, even though, like, say, like, the Yeti mic that I have here, I know there's probably, like, a million reviews on it. Would you, like, tell, like, a new person like me, "Don't even review it," because you might not even get on the carousel?
No, honestly, I wouldn't because at the end of the day, you're gonna review everything in your house anyway because you're gonna run out of products, right?
Mhm,
So just review everything you can. Obviously, in the very beginning, there's probably better items that you could review than the Yeti mic, but
mhm.
fast forward a couple months and you're gonna have nothing to
You're
review.
gonna
So
end
you're
up doing
gonna
it anyway.
yeah, exactly. You're gonna end up reviewing the Yeti mic.
So, you've been saying you've put, like, your actual reviewing on pause or not reviewing as much. So, what have you been doing, um, for a different side hustle while you're on pause on the Amazon influencer program?
Mhm. Really, there's not another side hustle that I'm really currently chasing, or there's no other golden side hustle out there. But my passion has really been for YouTube. I love YouTube. I enjoy it. I'm interested in it. I'm researching it. I'm a student of YouTube currently, trying to gain all the knowledge I can on how to grow, how to increase my following. And so, one of the things I've currently been doing is going live. And
Mhm,
it was a little scary at first, but going live is a feature that you get as an Amazon influencer as well. So I went ahead and tried out the Amazon live streaming, and I'm also doing the YouTube live streaming space, and I'm enjoying it. I go live every Wednesday. Growing my following that way. I'll be on for maybe even 4 hours a
Oh,
night,
wow.
just talking and being personal to all of my subscribers and just having a really good time.
And are you, going live at the same time using, like, the same program on Amazon and YouTube?
No, because the Amazon live stream program is a little different. It's meant to sell products on there. So
Mm.
it's kinda think of like a QVC type
Yeah,
show.
that's what I was about to
Where
say.
yeah, you have like a lineup of items and then you showcase those. But no, just what I mean is like going live is pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. It's giving me a different skill set that I never had before, being able to talk and like I said, I was a shy person. So doing a live stream is has, I can't believe I'm doing it. But I've been currently going live for almost 2 months now, every single Wednesday around 7 p.m. Central Time. And it's just a hangout session, really. I'll bring on guests and we talk about their journey, what side hustles they're doing, what got them to this point, and then we answer questions, and I talk about the Amazon influencer program and answer any questions that anybody has.
That's awesome. So, we talked a lot about this a little bit off, recording. Like, you wanted to, like, branch out your niche a little bit. Like, what would you wanna go into?
Yeah, so this is a difficult topic, and I kind of talked about it a little on my last live stream, but uh I guess as you go through life, different things happen to you and you get different experiences under your belt. And for me, being somebody that's very passionate and helping others and showcasing my journey, when things happen to me, I want to start talking about it. So
Mhm.
more recently, I've been going through a divorce at a young age, 27. And so it's something that I feel like I should talk about. It's something I feel like I could bring some information to others, or I could be there for others when they're going through their tough time. And the problem that I'm having though is this is a completely different emotion and
Sure.
type of content than what I currently have on my channel. So I've been really contemplating the decision of starting a separate channel. That way, in case my followers don't want to see a more emotional side or talk about some stuff that's a little deeper, like mental health, depression, anxiety, right? Divorce. If they don't want to see that stuff, they don't have to. But if they do and wanna see me on a more personal level talking about totally different topic, then they can head over to that channel. But it's a lot to grow 2 channels
Mhm.
simultaneously. Especially in the
Yeah.
beginning, you don't get paid a whole lot for YouTube, so it's a lot of work with little reward, if any reward.
Yeah. First, I wanna say sorry that you're going through that. Um,
Thank you, but don't worry, I things happen for a reason.
and going into it, like, like, I research YouTube all the time too because, like, what we talked about, my channel is big, but not because of the content that I'm producing now. I had personal finance, crypto, stock picks before that blew up my channel to where it is today, but when I switched niches, that's when the viewership went down, but I enjoy doing this way more. But then I've started researching a lot of other people that are doing YouTube, and like a lot of them are saying like, yeah, you could just niche down for your original following to get monetized, but
Uh-huh.
then overall your followers followed you for a reason. And
Yeah.
I feel like if they're genuine followers and they like your personality, they're gonna watch your videos no matter what. So I feel like I wish I had the videos on my desktop here right now, but I feel like you don't really need to niche down. I feel like you already have like a decent size following where if you wanted to talk about something, you should be able to, and it won't get as many views, but it's something that shows you as personable as you could be on one channel.
Yeah, and I feel like eventually I'll be able to tie it all together, it
Mhm,
it all goes into your journey and it's all, you becoming an entrepreneur, you're gonna have setbacks, things are gonna happen to you. One of the main things is not that this is what caused the divorce, but if you're chasing being an entrepreneur, you're working a lot.
mhm,
Having 4 jobs, my time was almost all spent towards working, and that's what I wanted, that was my dream, and so there's gonna be entrepreneurs that are in that same, that can relate to that.
mhm.
And so I am struggling with the decision about, starting a separate channel or doing it on mine. YouTube is such strategy, and I don't wanna have a regret, but, you could be right on that. I think maybe the people my subscribers or my following that I've grown, they're there for a reason, and so hopefully they like who I am and the content I create, and it doesn't really matter about the topic, but I don't know. It's tough.
I'm sure it'll work out because I'm pretty sure if I put out like a stock pick or crypto pick video, it would blow up. Just like all my old subscribers would be like, "Oh, he's back." But then I'm like, "No, I just wanted to test it out."
Yeah, you know what? That's true. I mean, if I put up any Amazon influencer content, since that's where I started, those videos will get a ton more viewing or views and engagement versus when I talk about a different side hustle or talk about going live on YouTube or talk about YouTube. Those videos haven't done as good for me as the Amazon influencer stuff. But maybe completely switching gears and going into a deeper topic. At the very least, it will bring a different group of people over to
Yeah.
my channel,
You
so
just keep sprinkling in like that into your channel, and then you'll eventually bring in a different set of viewers that might eventually want to learn about the influencer program, or the influencer program people now that are probably going through something as well. Now they could like really click with you even more. Like
that's
I
true.
I feel like there's so many ways to look at it. There's no right way, I feel, because we're all still figuring it out here.
Yeah, another big topic that we discuss is, like, the way that you brand your YouTube channel. Should you brand your YouTube channel with your name, or should you come up with a brand, you know? So, that's another one where I don't think there's a right or wrong, way to go about it, but, it is interesting when you're starting a YouTube channel, trying to figure out how to go about it.
Oh yeah, that like I think about that all the time. I had like a super catchy YouTube name. I felt like it was super catchy before I switched it to pretty much my name with like
Mhm.
a nursing title there. It used to be Brian Makes Benjamins, and I was like, damn, that's dope. And
That's
then
cool.
and then I switched it, and then I feel like that's where like, I don't know, do I bring it back to that? Do I just put my name? Because I feel ultimately what we're doing on YouTube is showing our face.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be just called a nickname all the time. And your brand ends up becoming your face becomes your brand, and then you want your name attached to it. And I feel like
Yes.
it's just simpler, but
Yeah,
I don't
very
know.
true, but I love that YouTube allows us to change those
Oh yeah.
things and it's not just set in stone. Because if it was set in stone, I think a lot of people would be starting channels left and right because you always, a lot of people are switching it up pretty often.
Yeah, so you double down on the Amazon influencer on YouTube. You wanna switch up niches. So, like, not fully switch up, but you wanna, like, branch out. So what would be your goal for your social media?
That's where a big focus of mine these past couple months that I've been taking a break from the Amazon influencer program and focusing more on myself. Uh, Through everything, I've been doing a lot of self work, trying to learn more about myself and grow and become the best version of myself possible. And through, I just realized that, my YouTube channel is meant to help people and support people, be there to motivate because sometimes, you lack that. I lack that myself sometimes. I don't really have anybody holding me accountable. I don't have that motivation from a ton of people, and so
Mhm,
that's what my YouTube is for. And so any kind of content that I can create or any niche that I get into where it sticks to, what I started the channel for, which is helping and motivating people, then I'm all for it. So, um if things happen in my life, I just want to continue to document the journey of it. And so talking about the divorce stuff, if that's something that came my way, I feel like there's a whole community of people that need help going through that. There's people that are going to there's always people going through divorce, and dealing with mental health, dealing with depression and anxiety, and especially in the entrepreneurial space. So that's kind of the route that I want to take this, try to combine mental health and everything I've been going through with entrepreneurial stuff and still chasing financial freedom and starting every side hustle possible, and documenting all of that stuff. So I'm going to hope that that carries me on. It's hard to speak long term on YouTube because things are always changing, right? And you're
mhm.
always finding new things to talk about. But I want to continue doing consulting work and talking to other people, growing my community, possibly creating like channel memberships and growing my channel as much as possible, doing live streams continuously, and just continuing to show up for my subscribers.
Yeah, and then what is your financial goal, since I know you're chasing financial freedom?
My my financial goals are always changing, but not having to go back to a job is, one of the main things at the moment.
Mhm,
Not that there's anything wrong with it. Like I said, if I have to go back to a job, I'll document the entire journey and share it with my YouTube subscribers because I'm humble. Like if I have to go back, it's okay.
mhm.
But I would find success in not having to go back and growing all my income streams to the point where they're able to take care of me and keep me from corporate. I do want to start businesses over time. They always change, right? Like there's different brands I want to start, there's different marketing agencies or things that I want to do. So it's growing a business and being able to document that on YouTube as well is something that I want to do. A little while ago, I wanted to start a faceless YouTube channel and document the journey of that and just show people different ways that they can make money and they could eventually, hopefully, find financial success as well. So I guess goals for me is starting a business, growing my YouTube channel, and staying out of a corporate job.
That's perfect. And did you didn't try the faceless YouTube yet, right?
No, I have not.
Would you be doing, like, the voiceovers yourself
I thought
or
about
something else?
that. I wouldn't have a problem doing it, but something we talk about on my channel a lot is chasing shiny objects, and I
Mhm.
definitely have that chasing shiny object syndrome where you're just one person, you only have so much time in a day, and so it's hard. Like if I'm talking about doing 2 YouTube channels, doing the Amazon influencer program, continuing to do graphic design, starting a faceless channel, starting companies and brands, things that are gonna, you know, bring me even more income and happiness and fulfillment and the entrepreneurship stuff, there's not enough time in a day. You can't physically do
Yeah,
it. So
that work-life
something
balance.
yeah, exactly. So something we've been talking about a lot lately is the use of virtual assistants
Mhm.
or VAs. So I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to outsource some of my work to get some stuff off of my plate so that I can, do more high level things for my channel and my brand.
No, that's huge. Like, I thought about doing that as well, hiring VAs. I tried a few out. I think that's, like, the website was, like, virtual assistants, and, like, they're from the Philippines, which was pretty cool.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
then some of them didn't really work out, but then the ones that actually did really good work, even though it's not a crazy amount of money, but it was like $800 a month or something to, like,
Uh-huh.
edit videos and all that. But then I noticed that I'm not saying I could do it myself. Like, I liked how I did it, So it's hard to like
Mm,
give up control, but then I found like a lot of AI tools that cut down like if I was
even more.
editing, yeah, if I was taking like 2 hours to edit a video, like the AI tools made it into like 15 minutes, which was pretty awesome. And then the AI tools like maybe like $30 a month or something.
Yeah, that's cool. No, it's hard. Like what I struggle with is turning my long form content into shorts and using that to promote, my videos on social
Have
media.
you tried Opus Clip?
I've heard, everybody sends it to me, right? That's the easiest thing. I know I need to do it. But there's just so much stuff. Like I could make excuses all day long as to why I'm not doing these things. But that's why I feel like I have so much more potential because I know I could be doing more. I know I could grow this more. I just need to, double down and buckle up or buckle down and get to
That
work.
that's it's like funny that you talked all about the faceless YouTube channel. Like I tried it for a little bit. Like I met 2 people that do it and they're making really good money off
Yeah.
YouTube, but they didn't obviously tell me the play by play on how to do it, but they
Yeah.
said like just pay people on Fiverr to do voiceovers or to like make the video or whatever. But like they said, like you need like a portfolio of videos to start. You need like to have like 50 to 100 videos where you're like kind of like what you're doing. You have to show that you're consistent, like putting out 2 videos a week
Uh-huh.
and just like continuously do that just so you're out there. And then eventually, kind of like how the Amazon influencer program is for you, it becomes passive. They link
Yeah.
to each other videos. But ultimately, I was like running out of money to keep funneling into that when I was like,
Yeah.
damn, maybe I should just double down on myself on my own YouTube.
Yeah, it's easy to stretch yourself a little too thin, like, pick up too many things and then everything ends up falling apart. So definitely don't want to do that. My YouTube channel, my main channel or like my brand is probably one of the more important ones that I focus on right now. But because my content is about side hustles and stuff, part of me wants to create the faceless
Try
channel
it.
just to document it. Yeah, and see how it goes. Same with like any business that I want to start up. There's a ton of brands that I want to create. I've tried to do a marketing agency or even like doing something as small as doing consulting calls. Like a lot of people don't feel like they're worthy enough of doing something like that, but when you grow your personal brand and people genuinely want to talk to you, you'd be surprised.
Oh, 100%. I had one person on the show with me. He had 0 social media. I just thought it would be cool to have him on here because we talk a lot on Instagram. And
Uh-huh.
then he's like a work from home nurse, right? And
Okay.
then all of a sudden after the podcast, he made his own Instagram, then he blew up to like 7,000 followers from just posting memes about nursing and working from home and all that stuff. And then people started catching him on my podcast because he's like 2 episodes in with me. And
Uh-huh.
then people started messaging him to like consult about how do I get these work from home jobs? How do I do my resume? And now he's like made a business out of it where he's like
Wow.
slowly probably not replacing his income yet, but he's like making side hustle money that he didn't know that was possible until
Yes.
he made his own like kind of brand and put himself out there on social media.
That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah, so
I
like
love that kind of stuff.
yeah, like it's just amazing what social media can do, especially like how it gave you like a huge platform now to
Yeah.
talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, and it's cool because, like, possibilities are endless. You can grow it to as large as you want. You can take it as big as you wanna, take it. And so that's where I'm at. Like, I started with the Amazon influencer program, but like I say to everybody, there's so much more to me than just the Amazon
Yeah.
influencer program. And now that I've got to the point that I'm at with my YouTube, it's monetized, I'm growing. Now I feel like I can start sprinkling that stuff in and just giving more of me.
And since we're like closing in on like 45 minutes here, if someone wanted to start, let's do 2 questions. If someone wanted to start the Amazon influencer program, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, do it right now. Like, apply now, don't wait any longer. Oh my gosh, I get so many messages about people saying like, I'm still getting ready to do it. Like there's no, you don't need to get ready to do anything. Do it today. The process already takes long enough, waiting for the approvals and then doing your 3 videos. So get in and do what you can right now. Don't procrastinate it because you're just wasting time and you're losing out on money.
And if
Do
you
it
have any
now. Do it
Just
now.
do it
That's
now.
my advice. Yep.
And if you had any advice for anyone that wants to just become better at what they're doing or just side hustles, what kind of advice would you give them on that end?
Uh, I guess practice makes perfect, right? That's so cliche, but it's true. I've met people who they muster up this business idea in their head and they never get the courage to start it. And they're always going to go back on that idea. They're always going to think, you know what, let me try that idea. Let me try that idea. Versus somebody like me who just starts everything, and even if it fails, at least it's not in the back of your head, right? Like it's not something that you're always going to keep falling back on, keep thinking, oh, I could become successful by doing this. No, it's hard. You have to do, there's sayings, right? You got to do like 15 plus business ideas before one hits. And so going out there and just starting whatever it is that you have in mind, do it. Don't hesitate, and eventually you'll find that one, you'll find something that sticks and you'll gain momentum from there. But don't hesitate, just do it.
Man, that was great advice. Mercedes, I don't want to take up more of your time. I know you're super busy with your whole work-life balance and everything. I
Not at
really
all.
appreciate you hanging out with me,
Of course. Thank you so much for having
and
me. This was fun.
and hopefully we can do this again.
Of course. Yep. Anytime.
All right. Thanks, Mercedes.
No problem.